Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Thursday, February 10th, 2022, and one of the big stories in the world today was Prince Charles catching his second case of COVID. And, of course, this past weekend, the Queen addressed how soon there'll be a new Queen, Queen Camilla, who's the newer wife of Charles. Of course, he was once married to Princess Diana before the divorce and then her death a year later. 1 year and 3 days later, she died. And I want to bring this all together, from Diana's death to what's happening to the Queen this year, which she foreshadowed this weekend, and now the future king coming down with COVID or coronavirus on the 41st day of the year. Of course, corona means crown, and the king wears the crown. And this is something that we talked about. We've been talking about this nonstop since the beginning of the pandemic, how the royal family would be a big part of the eventual ritual. And today they're saying that Charles might have gotten Queen Elizabeth sick with COVID. Will this be what's eventually written on the death certificate for Elizabeth, that she died from the coronavirus, which transferred the power of the crown? Look, the thing about this coming on the 41st day of the year, February 10th, is that in the simple English code of A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z, the 26 letters 26, King equals 41. And there's so many rituals with King and 41 that we've documented over the years. A recent one was Kobe Bryant dying on the 41st day of the Pope's age at age 41, and then King LeBron James, who was newer to LA at the time, winning the NBA Finals on Father-Daughter Day, exactly 41 weeks after Kobe and his daughter died while traveling from Catholic Mass. And once again, the Catholic Church, the royal family, they're all part of this big Jesuit cabal. But here we are on the 41st day, and the future king has COVID. So, there's a lot to say, but let's go right here. Today is the Pope's 56th day of his age. And, of course, in Gematria, coronavirus is 56, COVID vaccines 56, royal families 56, Society of Jesus is 56, the word Pope itself is 56, when you don't use the numerology. And, again, Queen Elizabeth's father, who was the king, died at 56. Now, here in the U.S., Super Bowl 56 comes this Sunday, a weekend after the Queen's address about the future king to come. And in Super Bowl 56 is the Cincinnati Bengals. And Cincinnati is known as the Queen City. Joe Burrow, their star quarterback, his old great teammate in college, was named Patrick Queen. Again, Led Zeppelin has those lyrics about a spring clean for the May Queen on Stairway to Heaven. Brian May was the lead writer for the band Queen. These are British bands in the UK. Not to mention, with regards to the Super Bowl, the big retirement, well, of course, there was Brady synced up with the Pope, but there was also Ben Roethlisberger, known as Big Ben, like the clock in London. And the Super Bowl matchup, the Rams and the Bengals, the last time these teams played each other was in London in Wembley Stadium, October 27th, 2019, just before all the COVID stuff got underway. Now they play again for the first time since that game in the U.S. in Super Bowl 56, where again the Queen City, the Bengals, are in it. So lo and behold, on the 56th day of the Pope's age, this clear riddle with the royal family and COVID and coronavirus. And again, corona means crown. Don't forget, the first confirmed case of coronavirus in the world was in Seattle, Washington, in King County, across from it was right in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's backyard, right across the street from the world's biggest needle, the Space Needle, because all of this is symbolic, and it's all by the numbers. And the other thing to think about is Queen Elizabeth's husband died at age 99 on the 99th day of the year. And again, Queen Elizabeth's birth name in Gematria equals 99. And this past weekend, I speculated on why she might die on the same day in history Billy Cannon did, who's so important to this Super Bowl, which is May 20th. Well, what's funny is this story today comes 99 days before May 20th. And, the headline in speculation is that Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, that's Queen Elizabeth, she might have been exposed. And again, just in case you forgot about Prince Philip's death, a guy who said he'd like to be reincarnated as a virus. Again, he died April 9th, the 99th day of the year, at age 99. Couldn't have been any more simple. And he's the father of Charles. And, there's a lot more that can be said about this, but the main thing I really want people to think about is the coincidence, which it's not, of this all happening today on the 41st day of the year, lined up with the Pope, who the Jesuits serve. And again, it's so clear the Jesuits run the UK. Just look at the Prime Minister's door. Boris Johnson. What's above the door? The Jesuit Orders logo. And with regards to today being the 41st day of the year, Queen Elizabeth's birthday is April 21st, the 111th day of the year. So her birthday is 70 days from today. And United Kingdom has that Gematria 70. Again, when you run it in reverse, instead of coronavirus and COVID vaccine being 56, they become 70. Same with Corona Del Mar. It's 56 and 70, where they buried Kobe as coronavirus was getting underway. But remember, when there was the UK strain, at first Boris Johnson, 56 years old at the time, came out and said it was 70% more infectious, and then they downgraded it to 56% more infectious. And these same numbers have been used all over the world ritualistically again and again. But remember, Boris Johnson read the 56-page winter plan for what to do about COVID. He locked down London on Remember the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Day, the day the Jesuit tried to blow up British Parliament, the day leaving 56 days left in the year. So the other piece of this is happening at the beginning of the Year of the Tiger. Queen Elizabeth approaching her 96th year of age. And again, Cincinnati's 96, and they come into the Super Bowl 8-6 against the Rams with a young star quarterback born in 96. And not only does Cincinnati equal 96, so does February. But here's the other piece of this to think about. Princess Diana got divorced from Charles in 96. And by the way, they got married on July 29th, which is International Tiger Day. And Queen Elizabeth's a fire tiger. We're in the year of the water tiger. It just began February 1st. Again, in my book, this book right here. I mean, it's been out for a year and a half now. If you read the book, it talks about why the pandemic will end during the time of the Year of the Tiger, how it was all foretold at the very beginning, because this is all nothing but a ritual. But Princess Diana was buried September 6th, 9-6, as we write it in the U.S. And again, they got divorced in 96. When she died on August 31st, it was 132 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. And I wrote about this in my first book, Letters and Numbers. If you write out Princess Diana, it equals 132. If you write out England, it's 132. If you write out Catholic Church, it's 132. If you write out Roman Catholic, it's 132. If you write out United States of America, it's 132. Princess Diana died 132 days after the Queen's birthday. And the Super Bowl this year is on February 13th, which in the UK is written 13/2. And remember, the Super Bowl was originally scheduled for February 6th. In my lifetime, this is the first time I ever remember them moving the date of the Super Bowl, but it was originally February 6th, which is the day in history the Queen became the Queen because her dad died at 56 on that day. So, this past weekend, Queen Elizabeth came out and said, soon we'll have Queen Camilla, which sounds like Kamala, who took the White House, or as the VP at age 56. And, Gerald Ford told us that before long she will be the president. But again, Charles' wife is Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, which equals 96 as well. And again, just to go through it right here. Here's the 96, like Cincinnati, like the Cincinnati Bengals are 8-6 versus the Rams. For those of you guys who are big Rams fans, I'll give you one bone. There's a chance the Rams could win. They got some LSU Tigers, but it is the Year of the Tiger, and Rams get sacrificed on Lupercalia the day of the Super Bowl. But here's Joe Burrow, born in 96. Again, his entire career he's like the new Billy Cannon. Billy Cannon, who died on the day Ignatius Loyola was shot with a cannonball, the same day that Joe Burrow transferred to the LSU Tigers. And now Joe Burrow plays the same four teams in his first ever playoffs that are the four teams Billy Cannon played for. But notice, Billy Cannon died May 20th. Queen Elizabeth could go that day. Today is 99 days before that day. And with this COVID scare for the Queen when we were just talking about this and her husband. Anyway, from the Super Bowl to May 20th is 96 days. You see, just another 96. Again, that's the day leaving 225 days left in the year. If you don't use numerology, her full name is 225. Could be a fitting day to go. The Super Bowl is 67 days before her upcoming birthday. Queen Camilla, 67. And when you run the word, well, looks like I didn't put it there. But we talked about how King is 41. This news on the 41st day of the year. If I run the alphabetic order in reverse, King is 67. King is 41 forward, 67 in reverse. So the Super Bowl is synced up with this transition. And here's what's wild. I was trying to figure this out. It took me a minute. And then it dawned on me, and I said, wow. So I had to go back and look at when the last time Charles was in the news for being positive for COVID, and it was March 25th, 2020. And this was just a little bit before Queen Elizabeth addressed the UK about COVID on April 5th, 2020, if you recall that. But from March 25th to his latest diagnosis of COVID, where did I write it out? Hold on. What in the world? How are my eyes not seeing it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. From the first diagnosis to the second diagnosis is 687 days later. And I was looking at that number to see if that was anything. And usually when there's a bigger number like that, what you want to do with your research is you want to look in Jewish Gematria, because Jewish Gematria is a very important cipher. And when you get into bigger numbers, the meaning is usually in Jewish Gematria. So I noticed that Queen Charlotte was 687 in Jewish Gematria. And again, it's a lot to explain, but the NFL football over here is scripted with the professional wrestling, and Charlotte Flair, who's the daughter of a very famous wrestler, Ric Flair, she said the night before the AFC Championship that Patrick Mahomes was going to lose, and then sure enough he did. Charlotte has Gematria of 102 in our base cipher, but Queen Charlotte is 687 in Jewish Gematria. So here we are on 10/2, like Charlotte 102, in the 102nd NFL season, mind you. And again, it's 687 days later. So I thought, man, is that a coincidence? I know that, I'm not real big on the royal family, but she's one of the, for whatever reasons, when our history and whatever comes up, you hear about her name, especially since over here in the U.S., the banking capitals in Charlotte. Charlotte's the second richest city in America behind New York because all the banks are there. But anyway, you think royal family, banking, wealth, again, Templars, Jesuits, the Catholic Church, all this stuff is intertwined. Don't forget the Jesuits have the Templar cross in their logo, and they're the original bankers. But anyway, 687 days later, so I looked at Queen Charlotte, and I said, you gotta be kidding me. Look at what day she was born in history. May 19th? That's right there next to May 20. From today to May 19th is a span of 99 days. From today to May 20th is 99 days later. And, if she went from COVID-19, maybe it would be May 19th the day before. But again, there's a lot of reasons to think it's May. Brian May, the writer for Queen, the Led Zeppelin song that came out 201 days after her birthday, Stairway to Heaven, just a spring clean for the May Queen. And again, they got sued by the band Taurus, Led Zeppelin did. Taurus falls on May 19th and May 20th. And again, just the way astrology fits in and the numbers and the fact that these scripts were written so long ago. Stairway to Heaven came out in 71. Royal equals 71. Princess Diana's birthday was 7/1. And again, Princess Diana dies in connection to the Queen in 96, or after her divorce in 96, but then is buried on 9/6. And now the Queen might go at 96. And again, for the person who says, well, how do you make sure the Queen lives to 96? That's a good question. Do you think maybe the elite of this world, as we call them, have medical knowledge that we're not allowed to know about? Maybe they know how to take care of all these preventable diseases and illnesses that we, the common folk, die from. After all, Queen Elizabeth's husband said he'd like to come back as a virus and wipe out humanity. Do you think these people really care for humanity other than, the attention and fame they get from being worshipped by the people of the world? I still remember when I was a kid and Diana died, I couldn't believe how everybody cared about it so much, and it was all they talked about over here. I was like, what's wrong with everybody? Who gives a shit? God, what a joke. And that's what I've been saying my whole life. Everybody just taken by the TV, caught up in every bullshit-ass story that shouldn't mean anything to them. O.J. Simpson, Princess Diana. Fucking boogeymen's in caves, supposedly knocking down towers. All this has been a load of shit my whole lifetime. And again, you learn this code, you see how it all just comes back to the same old Jesuit gang. By the way, today was Charles' 89th day of his age. Virus equals 89. The guy who co-founded the HIV virus died, well, the news broke today of his death at 89. He died 174 days after his birthday, like Number of the Beast is 174. Kind of like how Charles was buried on 17/4. And we know where Number of the Beast fits in with the ongoing pandemic agenda. Or if you don't, you really should read my book. I made them free to download. But again, it's not an accident that the pandemic was simulated 666 days before it was declared. But yeah, this stuff is perfect. I mean, on the 56th day, I mean, it's just perfect. These are all the thoughts I brought together in my book. And in my latest book, I'm going to definitely finish the book very soon, but I have a feeling I'm going to having to be doing a second edition right after the Queen kicks the bucket, probably in May, because that's the thing that captivates the mind's eye of the masses and might just have to be an additional chapter. And it won't be too hard to put together because we pretty much already mapped it out before it happened. At this point, I'll be surprised if she makes it past May, to be perfectly honest. So, but yeah, it's just because I mean they're putting it all out there in front of you, right? She's coming out saying the new queen is near. Now her son, who's going to be the king, he might have got his mom sick. I mean, it's just, you know. And again, it's the year of the tiger. And Diana and Charles were married on International Tiger Day. I think I forgot to show you that little slide, but they were married July 29th, 81, divorced August 28th, 96. She dies August 31st, 97, 1 year and 3 days later. And again, July 29th, that's International Tiger Day. You know what I mean? The Queen's a fire tiger. It's the year of the water tiger. Water puts out fires. She gave her speech on April 5th in the UK about COVID. That date's written 5-4 in the UK, like Jesuit Orders 54, Water Tigers 54. It's the Cincinnati Bengals 54th season. A lot of people have died in connection to the Bengals over here in the US, connected to number 54. Just like in 2020, when he won with the LSU Tigers over the Clemson Tigers, a lot of people died in Louisiana in connection to 54. And then Super Bowl 54 was right after that, 54 days after his birthday. Again, you can tell who these people are. The ones born for the throne, for the football field, for the fame. You know, bloodlines. That George Carlin joke. It's a big club and you're not in it. By the way, George Carlin was Catholic and died on a date with 56 numerology. I doubt naturally. Might have went too far with some of his skits. But, yeah. I just want to get on here real quick and make sure I made this real clear, because I know I talked about it a little bit in the last video I did with the Ben Simmons ritual today, which is another proof of how scripted this world is. If you missed the video I did on Ben Simmons because you're not into sports, watch the video. It doesn't matter if you're not into sports. It's about understanding what's going on from the federal government to rig sports. Ben Simmons' ritual is huge today. And not to mention, I said the day before why he would be traded on this day. There was no doubt about it. It was the easiest ritual to see coming in the history of the world. So, anyhow, that's all for now, Truth Seeker. Thank you to everyone who likes and shares the video. Remember, Oklahoma City, April 19th. If you can be there, please be there. If you can promote it to other people who might be able to get there, that's awesome as well. But Oklahoma City, April 19th, I'm going to keep bringing that up until then. And, yeah, that's all for now, Truth Seeker. Till next time.